Hello, hi Vincent. My name is Andrea Quaye. I am a brand builder and I'm currently the marketing director at Heineken Beverages International.
Stunning. Okay, so jumping into it, I think in this world of, like I said, I think shrinking budgets and a very challenging market, I think for everyone, right? And particularly you are in a very competitive space. What would you say is maybe a nudge, an advice, a counsel in terms of agencies on how do they better position themselves, particularly for the brands that you have?
You know, marketing and creativity is about solving business problems.
Yeah.
And in moments of crisis or in moments of constraint, it's super important to be clear about what job it is that you're going to do. And so my advice to agencies would be understand the problem that your brand or that the business that you are servicing is trying to solve and come with a solution for the problem. Because there are times where creativity is seen as something frivolous and something that doesn't add value.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think it's really try and understand a problem. Don't go with a solution looking for a problem. Understand the problem.
Absolutely. I like that. And what would you say brands are getting wrong when it comes to, meaningful agency partnerships?
You know, I think the first thing is that the longer it is you stay with the right agency, the better work you will get. And so making sure that both partners understand what makes them tick, understand what they're each looking for, and really building that. Some people feel like you can just put things out to pitch and you'll get better ideas and your life will improve. That's not true. Sometimes it is necessary, but it's really about saying, are we on the same side? Do we have goals, and how do we make sure that we get to those goals together?
Absolutely. Oh, stunning.
And it's not about blaming each other. The agency didn't do a good job. It isn't. We are in this together.
Yeah.
We hold hands and we win in the market together.
Indeed. Phew, I like that. And I think in terms of, again, I suppose pitches come because, we are in this very fast-track world of instant results. How can brands building lasting value with agencies instead of quick wins? I think because sometimes we absolutely are being hammered. And it is obviously P&L,
Yes.
Numbers, but also the solution then tend to be quick winning. What would you say about that in terms of counsel?
Yeah, it is a tough balance between short-term results and long-term results. I believe that when done properly, you can get both. You've got to get the foundations right. Your brand has to be meaningful to consumers. It has to meet their needs. It has to be differentiated, and then you can start, building it and expanding it. But short-term promotional gains will not build long-term value. So you've got to make sure that you're balancing those two things and you're building for the long term as well as delivering in the short term. But really, excellent work does both.
Phew, that's actually quite. I think it segues nicely to my maybe final question as well. In terms of like, what's the most impactful way brands can help agencies scale their innovation? Because now it's more we understand each other. We're in the long haul. I think we have a mutual respect. But in terms of now that innovation that's needed, because sometimes, yeah.
How to kind of, you said how to support agencies with innovation.
Basically, what's the most impactful way brands can help agencies scale for innovation?
For innovation. The reality is that the market has evolved and the market has changed. Just one TV ad is not going to cut it anymore. It is about the digital age. It's about being digital first, but it's about being experience first as well. And at the end of the day, your innovation has to solve a consumer problem. It has to have utility. Yeah. It's either to surprise and delight your consumer, or it is to make their experience with your brand a lot better and more frictionless. So the advice that I would give is innovation for innovation's sake is not useful. Innovation to solve a consumer problem is super useful. And I think, having very specific platforms around innovation, so if, for example, you're a brand that is about connections and you are there to remove all the barriers of connections, be clear about your corridor and what it is that you want to do, and innovate within that platform.
Yeah.
Instead of one day it's strawberries, next day it's bananas, then you
Yeah.
want something that's going to build the brand in the short and in the long term. So be strategic about innovation.
Yeah, I like that corridor. Oh, that's perfect way to end it.
Whatever
Angela
happens,
Quaye.
don't quote me on the bananas and the strawberries and those things.